Hi everyone, welcome to FISC Financial Strategy Consultants. This is Shoaib and today we are going to start CFA Level 3 Option Strategy series. So this video is all about the basics of options which we have already studied in Level 1 and Level 2. We are just going to revise it, and from next video we will start from LOS 1 and then we will go on to complete this series. So let's begin. So first of all we will discuss about the options terminologies. Options terminologies are like call and put options. Means these are two types of options. Call means you are buying an underlying stock or a commodity because of this option, and put means you are going to sell it. So put options means you have a contract to sell it, and call options means you have a contract to buy. Right and obligations. So if a person buys an option, he has the right. If he buys the call option, he has the right to buy the underlying. If he buys the put option, he has the right to sell the underlying. Similarly, the person who sells or who writes the call option has the obligation. Now, long and short. So somebody who has buy the option is called long on the option. Means if I buy the call option, I have a long position on the call option, and if I am selling the option, means I am short on the I am in short position on that option. This long short is related to the call and put options. It doesn't have to do anything with the underlying asset. The premium is what we pay to buy that call option or put option, and the exercise price is the fixed price which we have in that contract, on which we will buy or sell that particular underlying at a fixed time when this option is going to get exercised. The symbols are X. X means exercise price, S means stock price, C means call option, P means put option, and T means time to expiration. Now these symbol T means stock price at time to expiration, call price at time to expiry, and put price at time to expiry. Stock exercise price will always be same, so whether it is X0 or XT, it will be same. Now if stock price, call and put all are calculated at the beginning of the contract, they are called S0, C0 and P0. So these are the basic terminologies which we have to remember. Now we are going to discuss some more terminologies. So one another terminology of options is volatility. Volatility means how much fluctuation you are going to see in the market or you have seen in the market. It is more like a variation in the stock prices or in the underlying prices. So there are two types of volatility: historical volatility and implied volatility. Historical volatility means what has happened so far in the stock prices. Based on that, we calculate the volatility. So based on the past data, we are going to calculate the volatility. Whereas here in the implied volatility, at this point, the people predict or we assume that what is going to happen in the market, and based on that future forecast of the variation in the stock prices, we determine the volatility. So this is something we calculate by inputting all the input values in the Black-Scholes model and then trying to calculate the volatility. So implied volatility is something which is going to be used in the valuation of options rather than the historical volatility. Now there is another terminology called intrinsic and time value, which are inbuilt in the option prices along with volatility. So the value of volatility, the more the value of volatility, the higher the price of that option is, be it call or be it put. So why it is directly proportional? The reason is, like, suppose if we predict that market is going to be too much uncertain, what an option does, option try to reduce that risk of uncertainty which you are going to see in the future. So the higher the uncertainty you predict, the higher the value you or the price you have to pay for the option. The lower the uncertainty you predict, the lower the price you have to pay for the option. And it's based on our judgment. Like if there is less uncertainty, I am willing to pay less for reducing my risk. That's why the option value goes down with lower volatility. Now, how intrinsic value adds in the price of the option? Intrinsic value means at this instant, if I sell the option, what is the value of that option. That is called intrinsic. What is time value? Now I am at T. The option starts at 0. I have come so far. It could be 0 also, right? When we are at beginning. And we have to then go this far. Means at the expiration. So this duration, how much value this is going to this is going to add, because for this particular time we have fixed the price of the option. So the longer duration we have, longer time to expiry we have, the longer will be the value of option. That's how time value is interpreted. Now there is another concept called out of the money, at the money, and in the money. If we use it for call option, out of the money means your option doesn't have a value. Means like it is going to expire without exercising. Why I am saying that? If suppose the exercise price is greater than the stock price, that means in the market I am getting the same underlying at a lower price than what I am going to get by exercising this option. When it is x equal to s, means exercise and stock price are same, that means I am indifferent between going to the market to buy the underlying or exercising my option. Whereas if it is less than s, that means the exercise price is less than the stock price in the market. That means if I go to the market, I have to pay more than what I am going to pay if I exercise this option. That means this is going to give me the underlying at a cheaper rate, and therefore I am going to exercise this option. So it is in the money. Similarly for put option, what happens? It's just opposite. If exercise is less than stock, that means I am going to sell at a lower price than what I can sell at market. So I won't exercise this option. If it is equal to stock, if exercise and stock price are equal, that means I am indifferent between selling into the market or selling using option. Whereas if it is greater than stock price at the market, that means if I exercise my option, I will get a better amount for selling the underlying as compared to the what I am going to get by selling it to the market. That means that put option is in the money. So I hope you understand this, and now we move on to the next point. Now we are going to discuss payoff diagrams. Payoff diagrams basically represent how your option price are going to, or option behavior going to give you profit or loss based on the situation, based on the its underlying price in the market. So first we will go for call options. So if you are having a long call, how it is going to behave? So if you are long call, that means if this is the exercise price, which is x equal to $50, then suppose in the market also the stock price is 50, that means you are not getting any benefit from this option. But suppose if market price goes up and it becomes 100, so you are going to buy the stock at 50, that means you are going to have a benefit of 50. So this is the underlying price, movement, value of option. Value of option. So what happens, like if the market price is 100, that means the value of option is 50. Okay, so this is how it goes. If the market price is 200, value of option is 150. That means that the value of option increases as the market price goes up. But what if it goes below 50? Below 50, you are not going to exercise this option. So you are basically at $25 are going to go into the market and then buy it from there. That means there is no downside here. And what happens to the profit of these options? See, suppose you have paid a premium of $10. That means you are going to get, you are always in the -10 if the option gets unexercised, because this is the premium you have already paid. Now, how you are going to get profit? If the market price move up to $60, That means if you buy it from here, you will pay $50 and $10 you have already paid. This one your profit is 0. And then as it goes on, the profit also goes on. So this is the payoff diagram of call option, and this is profit diagram. This is when you are buyer of the option. You have a long position. What happens if you have a short position of the option? In case of a short position, it is just opposite. What I mean by just opposite is at price below 50, nobody is going to exercise the option. So you will have your 0. But as the price move up and up, you have to sell it at a lower price. Suppose market price is $100, still you have an obligation to sell it at $50. That means you are incurring a $50 loss. So this happens continuously, and that's why you will be in a loss. But this is not what is going to happen, because you have already had a premium. So that premium you have bought, that premium you have incurred because you are getting an obligation. So till this $10, so below $50, you will always be in a profit because you have a premium with you. And then at $60, this premium value becomes 0 because you are going to sell it at $50 when the market price is 60, and you have $10 as well as the premium. So you are not going to get any loss, but the profit will also be 0. And as the price goes further up, your value goes down, your options value goes down, your obligations value goes down. So this is the kind of loss you incur. So you have a maximum loss of infinite. The buyer of the option has, buyer of the call option has maximum gain of infinite. What is the minimum gain or maximum loss for the buyer of the option? For the buyer of the option, maximum loss is premium paid, and for you, the maximum gain is premium paid. So for me, it is a loss. What is the break-even price? Break-even price is 60. That means it is exercise price plus premium. So this is how the payoff diagram looks like for a long call, and this is for a short call. Now similarly, we are going to move on and see how the payoff diagram looks like for a put option. Now, what if the exercise price is again $50? If the price is $50 and in the market the stock price is $100, that means you are going to go and sell in the market. So all prices above the exercise price, the value of a put option is 0. Now suppose if it is less than 50, that means the price in the market is $30, then you are going to sell in by exercising this option. And how much profit you get? $20. So this is how it goes. And at 0 exercise price, at 0 stock price in the market, you are going to have a maximum profit of $50. Similarly, for all the losses, for all the prices above $50, the writer of the put option also has no payoff, but it goes down and decreases to -50 as the price of stock in the market goes below $50 or below exercise price. But this is not how the profit looks like, because we have given a premium. So suppose the premium is $10. So how it goes? If you have bought an option, you have already paid a $10 premium. So all prices above $50 you are in a loss. All prices below $50 you will start getting some profit, and this is the point, I would say $40, when you are going to have a break even, because this is $40 where you sell it at 50, but you are already paid a $10 premium, so the amount you are actually getting is $40, which is same as what you are going to get in the market. So this is how the profit diagram for a long put looks like. And similarly for a short put, this is going to be like this. So this is the profit diagram of short put. Now, how much maximum profit a short put can have? That is the premium amount. And how much loss the long put can have? Minus P. How much maximum profit the long put can have? The maximum profit is equal to exercise price minus premium is equal to exercise price minus premium. Okay, so if it is $50 and the premium is $40, so makes it $10. So for maximum price is $40, which is same as the break-even price. That is also X minus P. And maximum loss is P minus X. Okay, so this is how the payoff diagram of long put and short put looks like. So this is all what we had to study in this video. Please watch the other videos of this series for the next alloys. Thank you very much.